Hello, Moment friends! Anding here for another episode of March of the King. When we last left off, we were on our way to the crossroads, and well, here we come. Aragorn has called a halt at the crossroads of the King. Alright. Anding, here we are, so close to the dreaded stronghold. If I did not have my orders from Lord Aragorn, I would march up the gates of Minas Morgul, and rap at the bars with my blade. Let them know fear for a change. That is how I feel, yet my men still tremble, and seem downcast when they glance that way. Have I told you how, when I ousted the Haradrim from Lossark, not a single of my men died? It is true. Take a look at the statue up there. My men are restoring it rightfully to a symbol of hope. Yes, because that seems like the most appropriate thing to be doing right now. This is a good place to look at the statue. The statue is certainly in need of repair. Yeah, no kidding. Good grief. Alright, Aragorn, let's talk.
I have set trumpeters at each of the roads that leave this meeting of the ways.
The armies of the enemy have done what they could to despoil the beauty of this land, but Ithilien resists the deprivations. It was once called the Garden of Gondor, and so may it be again. I have set the trumpeters at each of the roads that leave this meeting of the ways. As Gandalf recommended, we will sound our arrival and our intentions. You know, come to think of it, Aragorn really doesn't have to do that much other than just listen to what Gandalf tells him to do. At any point during the story, I'm pretty sure like 90%, maybe even more, of Aragorn's decisions are really made by Gandalf, or at least put into Gandalf's council, which I think is really interesting, and yet Gandalf still doesn't seem like he's ever trying to take control of the situation. He's just advising Aragorn, and Aragorn listens. If Aragorn didn't listen, we might be in a very different situation. Luckily, Aragorn found the right wizard to listen to. Speak to each of the trumpeters, and they will herald our coming. Once this is done, you should move ahead of the host and defeat any enemies you find lurking still in the wild. Men of Gondor have told me that a ranger encampment is not far to the north, a place called Hineth Anun. We will meet there. Alright, now time for the million quests. We're conveying the message. The lords of Gondor have returned, and take back all these lands. Fantastic. As you can see, the orcs defiled the statue. It is hard work, restoring hope when you have none of your own. Would you help these men out, and raise their spirits as they restore the statue? What do you say?
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
Stay a moment, Andeng. Aragorn has asked me to make his coming known to what Morgul orcs have regrouped in nearby Ithilien, so that word may be spread among the loathsome kind. If it were you, who stood before them and proclaimed the true King of Gondor returning, I would vouch it would strike some fear into their hearts. It might even put some bravery into the chests of my men here at the crossroads. Okay, news of the host. Interesting. Tell Morgul lurkers of the king's return. Well, that sounds like a very scary proposition to be doing. Alright. Behold! The King Elisar exerts his command upon these lands of Gondor. The King Elisar has come. Let all leave these lands or give them up. Alright. The lords of Gondor have come. Alright. That's pretty cool. Okay, this guy has got a quest. It is good to see you again, Andang. Even after such a great battle, the memory of your deeds in South Ithilien has not left me or my company. Lord Faramir is safe, and heals within Minas Tirith. Lord Faramir. And my captain, Aenborn, has returned to the refuge of Hineth with most of our company. The Dark Lord has not taken his defeat lightly, and he has sent his forces into North Ithilien to strike before the host of the West can reach the Black Gate. My company and I would have much use for a champion of your skill, especially after such a victory has been won against the enemy. There are a few more matters I wish to speak of here, but then I would ask that you meet me at the baths of Aelion Varen, far to the north along the roadway. Will you aid me, my friend? Sure. After the battle, we had much to consider, my friend. The orcs claimed Bar Aroth, and from the north, the Kolgar struck and made inroads from Dagorlad. Where the rest that fled the battle have gone, I do not know for certain, but I fear many may have found new refuge within North Ithilien. In these dark times, I count myself fortunate to have your trust, and I give you mine in return. I would ask that you search the shores of the Anduin to the west, and the hilltop to the north of Bar Aroth, and the foothills of the Ephel Durath, the mountains of shadow, for signs of our foes. When you have finished your patrol, meet me to the north of the old baths of Aelion Vernon, and it is there we shall speak more of what is to be done in the coming days. Do you see what the orcs have done to the Ithilien, my friend? They have invaded our lands, and burned many of our mighty trees, and yet it is not enough to leave at that. Dark spires have burst from the earth, and the ground surrounding them suffers from some foul malady. I have seen the orcs gather beneath them, speaking wildly in these vile tongues, and waving their staves in a frenzy. I do not know what to make of this ending, but I fear something terrible stirs in Mordor. If we are to keep Ithilien free of our foes, and of the enemy's influence, we must destroy these spires and cast out the orcs. I thought our foes bested on the fields of Pelennor, but I had no such fortune. The Easterlings and Haradrim fought to the last, but many of the orcs did not share their convictions, and fled to the field. The Anduin is swift and wide, yes, but even it could not drown them all. To the north there is a great stone ruin that is known as Bar Aroth, and the orcs have claimed it. We launched an ill-fated attempt to seize it, and lost many rangers in the process. Our men were battle-weary, and we were foolish to charge headlong into their numbers. The orcs have taken their skulls, and now hack away at the surrounding trees with no regard for Gondor's garden. We must rout them before they become a greater threat to the host of the West, and also to avenge my kin. Go, Andang. I shall meet you far to the north, at Aelion Varen. Alright, we got so much stuff to do. Let's just start killing stuff and hope that it's the right stuff. Don't run away, Mountain Lion. We're one to fight you. We're gonna fight you, Mountain Lion. Alright, come on. Good grief, we are not generating fervor very quickly here. Alright, there we go. 1 out of 8 of the foes throughout North Ithilien. Well, that's incredibly vague. Okay, looks like everything is actually not to the south. Let's actually track nearby quests. Okay, let's see if that... Yeah, there is quite a bit of stuff down to the south. What is the dark green? News of the host. Tell Morgul Lurkers, yeah, we should probably do that one first, just because I feel like that one is somewhere along the way. I don't want to adventure too far north and then have to come all the way back down here. So let's actually hop, skip, and a jump down this way. Alright, let's tell this Morgul foe. You proclaim loudly the return of the true king of Gondor. Well, that seemed to work. That's good. Okay, we've told all 8. Now we need to defeat a few more foes here. And we'll have all the Mordor lurkers right here outside of Osgiliath. Exemplary work. I am certain they ran like the cowards they are. When you are able, speak with Arandol near the statue of the fallen king. He is in charge of the statue's repairs, and will be able to put you to work in assisting our efforts here. Yes, I am Arandol. As you can see, the repairs are behind schedule. Orcs have defiled the statue, removed the head, and scrawled in unintelligible markings all over it. First, those orcish poles will need to be removed. Then that vile head must come down, if you are able. The statue's original head should be retrieved and placed atop its shoulders. Okay, sounds like we have our work cut out for us. Let's remove that one. I don't know how we removed it, but there you go. And now we have to go get the other one. And put her back on. There we go. Look at that. That is cool. You completed all those tasks? One alone would have put us ahead of schedule. Perhaps we shall be allowed to march on from this place. Thanks to you, the man who can lift a huge statue with no problem. There is still much to be done before the statue is repaired. Our workers are in need of some good stone to fill the cracks. Would you retrieve some of it for us? You should be able to find some suitable stones in Osgiliath along the banks of the Anduin. While you are at the river's edge, you might also take up some good water, which you can then clean these foul scrawlings off the statue. I am so excited because we're so far ahead of schedule. Pure stone, oh. Okay, we got all the stones, now we just need to go up and collect the water way up there. Okay, whatever that water is doing, it is not signifying that it is clean. I'm sorry, but that is not an indication of clean water. Alright, let's continue along. I know they have to have places for it, but surely you could just say, you know, go to the water and then have like the old bucket thing or whatever. Something. We don't need to go to these specific points, I don't think. But we are getting the cleanest water in all the world. These stones will do nicely. You have a keen eye, a keen eye. I will give them to the builders. If you would not mind, use some of that water you collected to clean the posts around the crossroads. Then use the remaining water to clean the scrawls from the stones itself. Okay, let's clean up this statue. The statue finally shines after many years of neglect and vandalism. Look at that, that is awesome. Look at that! It were as if the army of the enemy never laid hands upon the statue. Please let Angborn know that we are nearly finished here and might march with the host of the West when they depart. I thank you again for your help. Ah, the statue has come along nicely. I am certain you were a great help and an example to the men. While you were working on mending the statue of the fallen king, I spoke to Mithrandir and Lord Aragorn. They require your assistance on the matter, but would not tell me its nature. Mithrandir would meet you at the road that leads to the Morgul Vale, near the crossroads, as soon as you are able. Alright, well I think that is a good place to stop. Thank you everyone so much for watching another episode of March of the King. When we return, we will make our way on over to Mithrandir and Aragorn and learn of what must be done. But that's not till next time. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode of March of the King.